Hey, how's it going? So here's a quick video for Ed. He was interested in knowing how to move money out of Coinbase and put it onto exchange to buy other altcoins, and that is a very good move. Well done, Ed. There's a load of opportunity in altcoins right now. I know that you're interested in Ripple, so I'll have a quick look at that. I know you want to know the mechanics of how to actually do it. I actually had a look on Bittrex today, and it's really not working very well. I think because of the volume. And also I realised that it's almost impossible for me to do it right now without revealing all of my account details, which obviously is not a good idea to do as a trader. So until I get some dummy accounts and until the exchanges just calm down a bit, or they sort the servers out, then I may not be able to do that. But in the meantime, there is an awful lot of YouTube videos out there just to show you the mechanics of it, just to make sure that you transfer out. There's a couple of things I can tell you just to give you a bit of advice. You can consider maybe not transferring Bitcoin. So what you can do, if you want to make it a bit cheaper, is you could buy Litecoin, right, and send that to an exchange, and then sell that into Bitcoin, and then buy your altcoin. Now that might sound a bit convoluted, but it'll do two things. One is it will be an awful lot cheaper to move the Litecoin because Bitcoin's expensive to shift right now. So you'll save a bit of money there. It'll make a lot more sense to do that if you're only talking a few pounds. If you're dealing with thousands or whatever, then it doesn't really matter. I suppose like a bit extra $7 or something. But you can think about doing that. Second thing that'll do is it'll just give you a bit more experience moving money around at less cost. So when I first did it, the price of moving Bitcoin was not a lot at all, but now it is a reasonable amount. What you want to do is just get a little bit of confidence about it, because it's a bit of a leap of faith when you first do it. You're going to copy a big string of encrypted, like garbled mess, and you're going to paste it into a wallet. You need to make sure you put it in the right wallet, and then you're going to kind of just wait. And it's like, the first time you do it, it's a very strange thing. You're thinking, am I ever going to see it again? And you get more and more confidence the more often that you do this. So if you did Litecoin, so you could buy some Litecoin and you could just send a fraction of it into a Litecoin wallet on an exchange, and just have that experience of seeing the Litecoin go from one place to another, and see that. And you won't get charged a lot because it is Litecoin. You will get charged because Coinbase always fleece you, but you won't get charged a lot from the point of view of the actual miners and whatnot, who are pretty much keeping things open. Sorry, I'm just distracted now by Bitcoin. Look at this. This is interesting. Anyway, so there's an idea for you, that you don't necessarily have to just transfer Bitcoin. If you're just moving small amounts, you may be better actually buying Litecoin, moving that onto the exchange, and selling the Litecoin into Bitcoin, so that then you can buy your altcoins. When you're on the exchange, you will need Bitcoin. That's what you're going to use to buy any other currency. You can actually buy some other currencies with Ethereum, and I think it might be Ripple. Actually, I never do it personally. But when you get onto the exchange, you're going to need Bitcoin. But you can move Litecoin, sell it into Bitcoin, and then buy your altcoins with that, and you'll just get experience of shoveling your virtual cash around the place. And it's a load of fun, actually, to be honest, because it's just like you just think, wow, how amazing is that? So that's the first thing. And then I was thinking, well, what could I tell people who are just getting into this? What should I have been told, or what would I have really hoped somebody would tell me to save the most amount of money, like in the last 6 months that I've been looking at this? And I think the thing that's going to save you the most amount of money is understanding one basic thing, and that is that when you get yourself an exchange, what you're going to see is a headline view. So let's imagine you've got £1,000 or $1,000, and you buy a load of different altcoins that you're really interested in. Okay. What you're going to see is you're going to see the list of the altcoins, and you're going to see a load of numbers. And at the top, it's going to have two kind of rates for you to look at. One will be the amount of US dollar, so the whole amount of US dollars that you've got, as if you were to add it up into US dollars. And then there will be a conversion of Bitcoin. So regardless of whether you've got any Bitcoin in that list or not, it will convert that to Bitcoin. So you're always going to have two views on how much you've got. So what's the problem with this is that if you're focused on USD, which is what's one of the two things, then you can effectively lose a load of money. And so I just need to try and explain this. So what I'm saying is that even if you don't really fully understand what I'm going to say in the next couple of minutes, just remember that whenever you're looking at what's in your account, only ever worry about the Bitcoin in it. don't really worry. Don't bother too much about the USD. It's a bit counterintuitive, but it's excuse me, 100% correct to do this way. So I'm going to try and give you a bit of an example. Excuse me, sorry. A bit of an example. And it's really noticeable when it happens to yourself. And when it happens to yourself, it will be too late. You'll just think, oh, now the penny's dropped, and oh, I would have been so much better. And honestly, I think Steve will probably know this. I don't know anybody who's done this. I think everybody makes this mistake, which is why maybe Ed, you won't, and you'll be really thankful. So if I've got any amount of money, right, when I'm buying an altcoin, I'm selling my Bitcoin. So I had Bitcoin, right? And then I buy an altcoin. I have sold my Bitcoin. And you're just thinking, no shit. Like, yeah. But here's the thing. Whatever altcoin you're buying, you've got to be thinking that it's going to beat the price of Bitcoin. It's got to be going to outperform Bitcoin. Because otherwise you're going to lose money. And so what can happen is that you could buy some coins. Let's imagine you had $1,000 and you, excuse me, sorry. You had $1,000 and you buy a load of coins, and the next week you go into your account. Not that you would ever leave it a week without looking, but imagine you did, and you looked at it and it said that you've now got an extra $100, so you've now got $1,100. So you look at that, and everybody else will look at that and go, hey, I've made $100, I'm up. But then if you look at it and you look at your BTC, your Bitcoin, and it says that you've got, let's imagine that your $1,000 bought one Bitcoin, right, at the start. So you look at it again in a week's time and it's showing $1,100, but it's showing 0.5 Bitcoin. You're like, wow, like for some reason I've got all these altcoins, but somehow in amongst all of this, the Bitcoin value has gone down by half. So I'm up in USD, but I've lost half my Bitcoin. Now a lot of people will go, doesn't matter, you're up in USD, and those people are fools, right? Absolutely, because whenever you try and get your money back, you're going to sell the BTC. Okay, so if it's gone down to 0.5 and it's worth let's say 1,100, that means that a full Bitcoin was worth 2,200. So your opportunity cost there, you've lost like 1,000. You've lost half your money. You think you're up, but you've lost half of your money, right? And there's nothing worse than the moment of realization when you're really early into it and you realize that, and you're thinking, oh, I'm doing really well at this, I'm 20% up, whatever. It's like, oh no, but actually, if only I'd not sold my Bitcoin, because that's what you're doing every time you buy an altcoin, you're selling Bitcoin. If only I hadn't sold that Bitcoin, I would have been a lot better off. And that means that you can be lulled into this idea that you've made good trades when actually you've made really bad ones, right? And it sounds really weird. And here's the thing, the problem that everybody's got with this is that they effectively are looking at the wrong chart, right? So let me just show you this. So this is Ripple for you. Let's get into this. Okay, so a lot of people will make the mistake of looking at Ripple versus USD, that pairing there. So if we have a look at this, hang on, this is on 15 minutes, that's no good. Let's put it on a day. And actually that's no good because there's not enough history. Hang on, bear with me. XRP USD. Need to find a different exchange. Let's try Bitfinex. Nope. One of these must have more history. There you go. That's better. That's the other view. Sorry, Ed. Bear with me. XRP US. Oh my god. You've got to be patient with me, Ed. USD. We've done that. We've done that. Can we find one with a bit of history, please? Bittrex of it. There we go. No, 15 minutes. Help. Oh my god. There we go. Right. finally. Okay, so here you go. So if you're looking to what I'm saying is that a lot of people will be just looking at this chart because they're thinking, I'm looking at Ripple and I'm bothered about US dollars. That's the mistake, right? And they look at this chart and they're like, oh yeah, this is amazing. And it is amazing, right? There's nothing that isn't amazing about what Ripple's done. So in terms of US dollars, it's, you know, it's gone up. Look at that 4,000% there. And right now it's almost, look at that, it's almost 9,000. Anyway, they're looking at, and they're getting a certain picture from this. And they might actually think, looking at that, wow, it's maybe a bit overbought here, so i.e. like a bit risky to buy now. But the thing is, they are looking at the wrong thing. What you need to do is look at this. So whilst you thought you were doing really well, right, you weren't. Because if you'd have kept hold of BT, certainly around this stage, if you'd have kept hold of your Bitcoins, you'd been a lot better off. Depends on when you buy and sell, but it's a very different picture when you look at Bitcoin. So if you'd have bought it here, nightmare scenario, let's imagine you bought it in May, around about there, wherever that is, then you've had one hell of a bad experience over the last few months. Look at that, 95% decrease. That's insane. I mean, that's just a nightmare, right? I mean, if anybody's holding on to things for that long, they're not traders, are they? They've made a very bad investment at that point. But here's the thing. So you're interested in Ripple. This is a very good time to do it, because what's happened is it's had this it's had this huge decrease, and guess what? Look, it's having a reversal potentially. Massive amount of volume in the last few days. Which is great, and then this excellent increase. So so the way you should look at it is it's a ×3 so far. So you'd have tripled your Bitcoins if you're lucky enough to have more than one. You'd have tripled them in the last few days, and the trend could well continue. All right, there's nothing absolutely guaranteed with any of these trend reversals. It can all change on a dime. Honestly, I've seen things do things like that and then literally just die. So you've got to be really careful. You should be using stop losses, which I will explain later on. Unless you're a long-term investor and you just really believe in it. And sometimes the best thing to do is literally buy a load of it, take it off the exchange, and don't look at it. And just know that in 5 years' time it'll be worth a load. If you're an investor, that's not really what I do. I tend to have a lot of trading activity, and maybe some things I'll just lock away. But always thinking about selling things at some point. You know, it's no point in just having paper money, is there? At the end of the day. And one thing I should say as well is that exchanges themselves are not considered safe places to leave money on. So just bear that in mind as well. If you're an investor, so you're not going to actively trade it, you should buy it on the exchange and then move it off into a safe place. And again, that's a different video, but you can buy like hardware, wallets and things like that. There's various different ways of keeping your crypto assets secure. Long term, don't leave them on an exchange. They have been hacked in the past. People have lost a load of money. If you're trading, you can't really avoid it. You just, it's the Wild West, isn't it? So you just gotta take your chances. And if you make really good returns, then consider taking some of your profit off and into cold storage. Okay, so there you go. So that's my number one trading tip, is to get yourself the BTC mindset. Don't think about dollars anymore, because it's going to trip you up. I hope it made some kind of sense there, but really consider what I'm saying here. If it says that you're up in USD, don't worry too much about that. Think about, are you up in Bitcoin? Because if your Bitcoin's gone down, it means you would have been better off not making that trade, because when you convert it back into pounds, you're going to have to sell Bitcoin. So you sell it into BTC and then sell that to USD. There's no way around it. So regardless of whatever's happened, if you've got less Bitcoin at the end of your trades, you've failed, right? And I don't care what anybody says. You'll know it once it happens to you. I hope it doesn't happen to you, but at least if you look at it like that, you'll know you're on the right track. So use the charts which are showing the BTC. By all means, look at USD charts to analyze them, because they can show you breakouts when things are about to happen and all that kind of stuff. But if you want to judge how well you've done, how good a trading sort of maneuver you've managed to pull off, then you've got to look at it versus Bitcoin. Okay, All right. Cheers, guys. Thank you, Ed, and keep the questions coming. And as soon as I can do, I'll try and get you some more sort of technical or mechanical type of things on Bittrex and Poloniex and how you actually, do things like stop losses and actually do things. Okay. But just know, obviously, there's a load of videos on YouTube there, and I do recommend you just get into it as soon as you can, because the opportunity right now here, as you will know, is immense. So the sooner you get into this, the sooner you can start actually playing it. All right. Cheers, guys. I'll catch you later. Bye.